Hey everyone, Vue Beijing. Thank you for coming and I'm glad to be here to do the sharing. Here are links to my slide for both English and Chinese. You can scan the code to download one. I have put some links on the slides and you may find them useful. Okay, let's start. So I guess many of you have already heard about Vite as the next thing replacing other bundlers like Webpack. Well, it's actually not 100% true. Well, we are used to build with Webpack. And now, more precisely, we are developing with Vite. Today, I'm going to present you a brief introduction to Vite, the next generation developer tools. And I believe you will find out the answer after it. First of all, an introduction to myself. My name is Anthony Fu, and I'm a Vue core team member and also a member of Vite. You may also know me as the author of Vue Use, I-18 Alley, or Type Challenges. I work on open source full-time and passionate about improving developer experience and user experience. You can find me on GitHub or Twitter, and my handle is ANTFU, or check out the links below. Before I start, I want to give a thanks to all my sponsors supporting my works. If you enjoy my works as well, you can sponsor me on GitHub. I'd really appreciate that. Alright, so what is Vite? Vite is a French word meaning fast, and it's not pronounced as Vite. The initial motivation of it is that even you, the creator of Vue, get an idea of making a dev server with how to reload for Vue single file components without a bundler. And yeah, after a few days, Vite comes out. So with the name of fast, it has to be fast, right? Let me show you a quick demonstration of how fast it is. On the left hand side, we have Create React App, and on the right, we have Vite. And you can see during I'm introducing to them, Vite app is already ready and playable, while the other one just finished installing its dependencies. In this demo, we can see we have over 4 times faster booting up speed, improvements over Create React App on a single component starter template. And actually, that's not even showing the full potential of Vite. Okay, I guess you are wondering how could Vite be so fast? So first, Vite is opinionated on providing better experience. It assumes that you use modern browser for development, so we don't need to have a complex transpiling or polyfills involved. And also, since your browser already understands native ES module, we can even skip the bundling process and let the browser do it for us. We also involved with some optimizations to make it even faster, which I will go through them later. We also have a separate build mode for production that's powered by rollup. The difference between development and the production make Vite capable of having good experience for both of them. So let's check it out. In traditional bundle-based dev server, when we start the server, it bundles your entire app, and the server is ready only until the bundling is finished. In a large-scale app, it could take quite a lot of time to only get the server ready. Native ESM-based server, on the other hand, does not need to do the bundling at all. The server is ready immediately, and it will only transpile for the pages that you opened on demand. So even you have a huge app with thousands of pages, it will be consistently fast as it only transpiles the modules for one page. The transpiling is powered by ESBuild, which is a transpiler and bundler written in Go and built into native code. It optimizes with speed in mind and utilizes the potential of parallelism. It claims that it can be 10 to 100 times faster than the traditional build tools. And with the support of ESBuild, we are able to support JSX TypeScript out of box. Another optimization of Vite is the dependency pre-bundling. Normally, dependencies do not change really often unless you are upgrading them. But on the other hand, your user code can change every day. So by treating the user code and dependencies differently, we pre-bundles your dependency into a single file, standard ESM that can be understood by the browser. In this way, we ease out the difference of packages shipping different JS formats like CJS or Node favored modules. It also reduces HTTP request overhead and importing workflows significantly. And the bundling process is also powered by ESBuild with over 20 times faster performance. Another important part of Vite is that it has out-of-box hard module replacement support. Whenever you make a change to your code, the HMR is triggered, and it's smart enough to know which modules would be affected to the changes and replace them efficiently. And we also have first-party Vue single-file component and React fast refresh support. As Vite is made by Avon, the creator of Vue, you may think it's only for Vue. Well, initially it was true, but things are different now. From Vue 2.0, it's now framework agnostic and Vue is supported through a plugin. It also comes with a bunch of new features and improvements. For example, the universal plugin system and the first-class server-side rendering support. For more details, you can check out the links on the slide. You can use npm init to create a starter project with the official templates. As you can see, we have support Vue, React, Prereq, list limit, Svelte, and even vanilla JavaScript. It's not limited to this, and we will keep adding more as we go. Now let's take a look at its powerful plugin system. Vite's plugin is compatible with rollup plugins, which means you can use the huge amount of existing plugins from the rollup community on Vite. You can check out the Vite rollup plugin site by our team member Patak. It lists all the compatibility of popular rollup plugins with some demos and a guide of how to use them. We also have an awesome list listing Vite plugins for different ecosystems. Check it out, and I believe you will find some of them useful to you. Okay, and now I'd like to feature in some Vite plugins for Vue that features fresh authoring experience on creating Vue apps on Vite. The first one is Vite plugin pages. It provides Nux-like file-based routing and dynamic route support that can be accessed as props in the page components. Only with 3 lines of code, you can set up this feature and use it immediately. Check its docs for more. In Vue, writing names for component 4 times in order to import it is kind of pain for me for a long while. So I made this plugin to do the components auto importing. Now you can put your components under source components folder and then it uses it everywhere without needing to import it. We also have built-in support for auto importing components library with minimum configurations. For now, we have support Vuetify and Design View, Element Plus, Vent, and so on. Another one is Vite plugin icons. It allows you to use icons from any icon set. For example, material design icons or font awesome. Which, with the on-demand spirit of Vite, it only ships with the icons you actually use. So you can say goodbye to the old school icon font approach that downloads a huge font that most of the icons you don't actually use. It works really well with the components auto importing. You can do that by just just type the icon names and show up the icons like magic. And if you have ever heard about Tailwind CSS, you must aware it's actually quite slow on dev server as it ships all the utilities with megabytes of CSS into your client. It kind of becomes the slowest part in my Vite app. Luckily, we have a new thing called Windy CSS, which you can think it as the on-demand version of Tailwind CSS. Instead of shipping all the combination of class and purge them down later, we only generate classes that you actually use. Turns out it can be 20 to 100 times faster than traditional Tailwinds. While it's on demand, it also opens up more features like unit auto-inferring. Do check it out if you are using Tailwind. If you found it interesting and want to try it yourself, I also made a starter template called Vite with all of them included and more features. Pull it down and check it out. These are only a small part of our plugins ecosystems. We have more of them available in the awesome list. Do remember to check them out. And if you are still using Vue 2, no worry, we have you covered as well. While the official Vue plugin is for Vue 3, another Vue team member, Underfin, has made a plugin for Vue 2. With a single line of config, you are good to go. It's been widely adopted already. Nux 2 for Vite is also powered on it. And in the awesome list, we have marked the compatibility for each plugin of Vue 2 support. Many of them are isomorphic for both Vue 2 and 3. If you are going to try Vue 2 on Vite, you don't want to miss it. Vite uses native ESM on both development and production. If you want to enable legacy browsers that do not support ESM, no problems, we also have it. This is an official plugin that uses Babel and System.js to transform the modules for legacy support. Check out the docs for more details. Okay, then let's talk a bit about the community. I bet you already have these questions in mind. Vite is great, but what does Vite mean for the existing Vue ecosystem? Let me help you to find it out. As for Vue Press, it actually already supports Vite in the version 2 beta. In version 2, you can swap the engines between Webpack and Vite, and having the instant reload from Vite. Check out the docs for how it works. Well, as for Nux, we actually have some exciting news. The upcoming Nux 3 will support interchangeable engines between Webpack and Vite, and you can get the benefits of the huge Nux ecosystem. It will be available as public beta at Q2 this year. They also released an experimental project for Vue 2 to support Vite, where you can try it today. As for Vue CLI, as Evan mentioned, we wasn't intend to replace Vue CLI with Vite, but it turns out maybe it could be. The long-term goal of Vue CLI is to support Vite with the powerful scaffolding capability and easier to get started. We also have a community plugins that enable Vite support in Vue CLI that you can try today. And on top of Vite, we are now having some cool high-level integration tools. The first one is Vite Press, a Vite and Vue powered static site generator. Similar to Vue Press, but with more opinionated pre-configurations. The project is still experimental, but already served as a generator for many official documentations, including Vite docs itself. REM is a Vite-based framework and that supports faster server-side rendering built-in by Egoist. At the time I'm preparing these slides, they are doing a rewrite that makes it not only work for Vue, but also for any frameworks. Stay tuned on that. Edge-side rendering becomes quite popular recently, and we are also having a cool tool called Vite to bring it to Vite. Have a look at its repo as well. Vite also supports backend integrations. Now we already have Vite Ruby and Laravel Vite in the community. They leverage Vite to serve the front end and benefit from Vite's faster performance. You can also set up your own backend integrations easily by following the docs below. Not only for Vue and the new tools, the tools you love already are going to support Vite as well. Here are some news for upcoming things that I'd like to share with you. SveiltKit is the next official tools for Svelte, and they are moving from Snowpack to Vite. It's in the early beta now, and you can check it out if it got you interested. Cypress also adding the first class Vite support, and I believe we'll see it already within this year. And Storybook are also exploring interchangeable engines for Vite and Snowpack. You can also keep an eye on that. So start Vite today. We are waiting for you to join the community and play with us. Just firing up these commands in your terminal and get the first impressions. That's all for today. Join the Discord chat with us and follow us on Twitter to get the latest news. And see you in the community. Thank you for listening.